FBS Word Park Surf Race Challenge. We held on July 23rd, and the Tea in the Park.
What is that? What is Tea in the Park?
It's just a gathering at Library Square Park by the Transgender Equality Association. Are there any other questions? Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Rita. Now, back to the city council. Councilor Beth Anderson.
Yes, I do. Now, tomorrow evening, we are having the line dancing class. It's going to be at Spring Park. Starts tomorrow, runs through the 31st of July. It's from 6 to 8 p.m. Now, if it rains, it's going to be at the AP Senior Center. It's open to everyone. So bring your kids, bring grandma, bring everybody, and get your groove on. We're going to have some fun tomorrow evening. The other announcement that I have for you, on the 14th, here in the City Council chambers, Ben Gopal, Margie Donovan, and Luann Peter Hall Assembly, they are conducting a workshop on senior freeze. So, you want to get a refund on your taxes up to $6,500, please come in, bring paperwork with you, they will assist you. 1 o'clock here on the 14th. That's all for me, thank you.
Thank you, Councilor Chapman.
Hi, everyone. I just want to let you know about our 19th annual Family Day at the Beach. It will be Saturday, July 26th, from noon to 5. And it's a great event that includes surf lessons, beach games, live music, ocean safety, snacks, and fun. It is, again, free. All children must be accompanied by an adult. And if you need a van pickup, you can call 917-847-5542. Hope to see you all here.
Thank you, Councilor Clayton. Thank you, Mayor Hall.
No, thank you.
Thank you. Moving on to matters from the city manager.
Yes, good evening, council and residents. My only thing that I want to add to the meeting is that we are very appreciative to the police department for the job well done that they did during the fireworks. As you well know, it was canceled and it got moved to Saturday. There was a hiccup apparently with the fireworks and they did not go as scheduled and they were about 45 minutes to an hour late. The crowds actually grew bigger, but as soon as the fireworks were done, the police department did an amazing job actually getting people out of the city safely, and everybody recommended for that.
Thank you, matters from the city attorney.
Nothing from me, thank you.
Thank you. And also a presentation by the UEC coordinator, so Sylvia and Topology for the city's 5-year UEC.
Mayor, Council, thank you very much for placing time for us to have this presentation tonight. Our representatives from Topology have been working very closely with us for nearly a year now. It's a very important project. We'll walk you through everything, particularly all of the communications and outreach. All right, so without further ado, I'm going to introduce you to Nicole and Mark, and they're going to walk you through everything.
Hi everyone, so my name is Nicole Goldstein. I'm here on behalf of Topology and I'm here with my colleague Mark Linser. I just want to start by giving a shout out to Sylvia and everyone else in the city for being so instrumental in helping us put this together. It's been a great process and we're really happy to be here to share what we've put together thus far. So I'm going to start by telling you all a little bit about the UEZ and what it is. So the UEZ is the Urban Enterprise Zone. And essentially how it operates is that certain communities in the state of New Jersey get designated as urban enterprise zone communities. And for those communities. They may be considered distressed by various metrics. Based on the designation of an urban enterprise zone, participating businesses within the zone only have to collect 50% of the required sales tax. And the sales tax that is collected gets to go into a fund and then is used to fund various projects and programs that we put within the plan. I'll start by telling you guys a little bit about what the actual plan is. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Sorry, the issues.
It's always been set up everywhere.
Okay, so what is the 5-year plan? So based on the UBC Act, communities that are designated as urban enterprise zones have to prepare periodic plans where essentially it acts as a spending plan for the next 5 years. So contained within the plan, we put together a vision for the community, goals that are set from the vision, and then from the goals we draft a number of strategies. And those strategies are synonymous with the programs that we're proposing. I'm going to talk a little bit about what's in the plan a little later on, but just so everyone knows, the plan needs to be approved by the state, and then after it's adopted, the community gets to decide which of the programs that we put within the plan will be implemented. So we will talk about the plans or the strategies we proposed a little bit, but just so you know, if it's in the plan, it doesn't have to happen, but it can happen if it's not in the plan. Okay, so first we're going to start with how the plan was prepared. Okay, all right. So one of the most important parts of the plan was a process of public engagement. So we did extensive community outreach. We did a number of stakeholder meetings with businesses and property owners. So we had about 24 participating businesses and property owners who gave us feedback about what they wanted to see in the city, what the existing problems, how could we improve the small business community. And then we did 2 in-person door-to-door canvassing sessions, and we interviewed 45 businesses within the enterprise zone, and those took place in various locations. We canvassed along the main commercial corridors, Springwood Ave, Cookman, Memorial, the Boardwalk, and a couple of other side streets here and there. I don't want to neglect any areas, but we did do a lot of walking around the city, and it was really successful and honestly very fun. And then we did 2 tabling events where my colleague set up on St. Patrick's Day Parade, and then another where he set up a table at the Boardwalk and talked to various community members about how they wanted to improve the city and the business community in general. And then we had an online survey that was launched, and we got 283 respondents. And so that was very successful for those who couldn't participate at our in-person events. So some of the themes that we concluded from our outreach, this can be seen in more detail in the plan itself. And I'll allude to this later on in the presentation, but parking is an issue, as many of you know. So we are doing our best to address that with this plan. Marketing was something that came up a lot, so it seems like there's a big need in the community for both citywide marketing efforts, but also individual business marketing. And then also just the lack of activity in off-season within the city. Okay, so in putting together the plan, we had a number of different research areas we looked at. So we looked at census data in relation to households and demographics, housing, employment, infrastructure, jobs, and real estate, specifically in relation to the hotel market, because we were curious to see if there was room for growth there, and it turns out there is not room for growth, and so we actually decided to wind that back in our proposed strategies. And then we also looked at what the existing UBC programs were, just to see if we wanted to continue them. So we also made sure to coordinate with other plans. Sorry, just one here. So we did look at the master plan re-exam. The arts and culture plan was really important and helpful for us to build the foundation of our proposed goals and strategies. The walking and biking plan, and then a number of other documents related to plans that operate at the state level, the county level, as well as the local level. Okay, so as far as the actual content of the plan, like I mentioned at the start, we looked at, we put together a vision, goals, and strategies. So this is the vision that we drafted for the community of Asbury Park. The Asbury Park UEC is a regionally renowned destination for arts, culture, and entertainment with business offerings that both cater to the needs of residents and appealing to visitors. The UEC envisions playing a vital role in building the city's reputation as one of the most fun and comfortable settings anywhere in the state. So like I mentioned, from the vision, we have a number of goals, and as you'll see in the subsequent slides, they inform all of the individual strategies. So goal number 1, provide a rock-steady festival atmosphere with public events. So for this goal, one of my favorites here is bringing back the beloved Asbury Park Jazz Festival. Okay, goal number 2, reflect Asbury Park's unique creative culture in the built environment and public realm. One of the things that we noticed in our engagement efforts was that it feels like the commercial corridors within the city are distinct and separate. And so some of the feedback we got was in order to enhance some of those less trafficked commercial areas of the city, wayfinding and branding would be helpful to just optimize those other commercial corridors. Goal 3 is cultivate an equitable year-round consumer experience in all of Asbury Park's business districts. So as I mentioned before, one of the themes that we noticed over and over again was marketing. So in this strategy, you'll see there are various marketing strategies, as well as a couple of other additional things. Make it easier for residents and visitors to patronize Asbury Park businesses. Like I mentioned, parking is one of the big needs of the community, but also enhancing transit and the possibility of having a shuttle that connects the train to the beachfront is also an option, and they kind of work in tandem to improve upon each other. Improve the physical environment by pursuing key capital improvements. So this one could include train station enhancements, open space, stormwater, things like that. And then I believe this is our last one, ensure businesses and entrepreneurs can continue to open and operate in the city. So this is a common one for UEC communities, but providing financial assistance, but also just general assistance to businesses, like business attraction, leveraging the chamber partnership would be really beneficial, and there's space for a lot of other strategies here. Okay, so to explain this, in putting together these 5-year plans, the city has the opportunity to change the boundaries of the physical UEC. So I'm not quite sure the exact number of acreage of the existing UEC, but essentially there can be a net gain. So we did our best to try to find things to remove from the zone that did little or nothing to stimulate economic growth or support the business community. So we removed, as you see in the red are parcels that we removed from the zone, the purple are those that we added, and the blue is the existing zone. So all of the red essentially are mostly residential properties, so they did little to assist the business community. And then for the purple, we've added things like Fisherman's Parking Lot, we have the Desanctified Church on, I think it's 2nd and between Main and Bond Street. We also have just some additional parcels that were commercial properties that just were neglected from being in the zone prior. So this is our opportunity to change that and really try to benefit as much as possible from the boundaries of the zone. So these are our proposed changes. Okay, so what's next? So as of June 18th, the plan has been available for public comment, and you guys have about 10 more days if you want to comment on the plan, and you can do so by going to the city website, and there is a space that explains how you can submit comments. It will lead to Sylvia. And so that was a 30-day period. And so we're here July 9th. I'm presenting this to you. Today is not the night where we will decide on the plan itself. The council won't authorize anything tonight. So after this public comment period is over, we can revise the plan as needed based on those comments. And then July 23rd, the council will potentially authorize the submission of the plan to the state. Now, after that, we can submit the plan to the state will review it and approve or require us to make some changes. Once it's approved, the city itself can kind of flesh out the details of the specific strategies, create budgets, all of these things, and then choose which programs they want to implement. So just to clarify, all of the strategies that I went through, they don't have to happen. The city can decide on a need-by-need basis which plans they want to implement. And if there are things that seem maybe financially difficult to implement, I just want to mention that the UEC could be one potential funding method, but there are others. So just keep that in mind if you're looking at the plan and you're thinking, you know, how is the UEC going to fund all these things? But that is it for me. I'm happy to answer any questions you guys might have, and thank you so much for having us. You really enjoyed working on the plan, working with Sylvia and everyone in the city. So thank you guys so much.
Can I ask you a question? So, timeline, is it Judy's plan available for public comment following public notice in the Asbury Park Press? Where does one make their public comment? Where do they provide public comment? Not make their public comment.
So it's available online. All the information is available online on the city website. So if you want, you can go to Google. If you want to type in UEC Asbury Park, it will guide you to the business development page. There is a draft of the plan linked there. There's also a PDF of the public notice, which will direct you to Sylvia's contact information and her email, so you can submit any comments through Sylvia.
Thank you.
Well, Mark, thank you very much. This has been a really, it's been a lot, and I would be remiss if I didn't thank Mayor Mark and Councilmember Clayton, who are on the committee and provided so much guidance on this. Thank you both very much. And hopefully we're coming to the finality of this, and then I won't bother you anymore. Thanks so much.
And now the public participation. May I have a motion to open the meeting to the public? No. All in favor? Public participation motion, meeting is now open. Any member of the public who wishes to speak, please use the microphone, state your name and address for the record, and 3 minutes, and there will be a 3-minute time limit for each speaker.
Carrie Turner, 5147 7th Avenue, also with the Asbury Park Arts Council, and I just want to say thank you to Sylvia and all of you for the plan and the presentation. Some of you might remember that we worked very closely with the city on the Arts and Culture Plan, which was another bunch of vision and strategies, but without money, and this one comes with money. So we're excited that they can be additive in addressing some of the things that residents and businesses have talked about. So thank you very much. The only other thing I wanted to tell everybody was that the Asbury Park Arts Council has the APN3, which is our 3-minute film challenge. And we're pushing for sign-ups now. What that is you sign up, and then the first 3 weeks of August, you have 3 weeks to make a 3-minute movie here in Asbury Park that have a required theme, line of dialogue, prop. It's our 4th year doing it, and we're growing, and we'd invite anybody to come and try their hand at it. And if you don't want to do that, stay tuned, because we do premiere those movies in November, so everyone can come see and enjoy what's going on in the creativity. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, Frank Machado, 209 6th Avenue. Just wanted to address the infrastructure improvement plans again. And specifically, again, there was no proper notification of the approval during that meeting, for the meeting that it was supposed to be approved. There was no notification to property owners within the 200 feet. There ought to be an environmental study based on the fact that the back-end angled parking is now going to force or push exhaust and fumes onto the residents in that area, and the road is going to be wider, so that's going to be even closer to the residents there. So it's going to push fumes and exhaust onto the residents' lawns, their porches, their balconies, their windows, and their doors. So as a result of that, I think there ought to be an environmental study to show, to see what the impact of that is, to potentially change that to be back in angled parking to front in angled parking. Then the other thing that I would ask is there a way that we can move to have 207 and 209 6th Avenue excluded from the plan? Because if you exclude them from the bump out, you get more parking, you get more green space, less expense because you don't have to change anything, and you have a smoother feathering into the sidewalk on the 300 block. So it's a win-win-win all the way around if you feather that in, as opposed to what the plan is right now, where it cuts off the whole corner and it cuts off a lot of real estate that is now green space and turns it into pavers, which isn't very good for preserving green space. Leaving those properties as is maintains the park, like I said, and in addition to that, it also yields one additional parking spot, so you don't lose a parking spot. And furthermore, this property, the green spaces there will continue to be managed and maintained by the residents, as opposed to leaving it up to forcing somebody else to have to maintain this. So, is there a way that we can make modifications to that existing plan to affect this?
Let me answer by saying, I'm not prepared to give you a complete answer tonight. Next meeting, instead of you coming every 2 weeks, is basically me saying thank you, sit down, and we're not getting anywhere. The next meeting, we'll be prepared to give you an answer on everything. I don't have the notes in front of me, which we got from Starfield, where this plan was approved by DEP. Some of the things that you're suggesting will not be allowed by DEP. I'm saying this off the cuff, so I might be a little bit wrong. I don't have that in front of me tonight. At the next meeting, we'll give you an answer. As far as was there a notice? I don't believe the notice happened. I don't believe the notice was done. And again, I'm shooting from the hip. I could be wrong. When we did First Avenue, Second Avenue, Third Avenue, Fourth Avenue, now the work we're waiting for. I don't believe any of those residents got notices either. It was all part of the master plan that was approved and whatever that was reapproved and amended several years ago. But again, Frank, I apologize for not being very fair tonight. The next meeting, I can't just keep on saying thank you and you sit down and you don't get an answer. So the next meeting, we'll be prepared to give you an answer on everything.
Thank you, appreciate that.
Okay. And believe me, the question as far as pull-in parking or back-end parking, every report that we're getting from the Clean Streets people and everybody else saying the best thing for everybody is backing in. So just throw that out there.
Yeah, it just seems to be putting the rights or benefits to the visitors over the rights of the residents, the taxpaying residents. So that's just from my perspective.
Okay.
Hi, Gabriella Kitchener. I promise I'm actually not going to talk 209 Avenue. First of all, I'm not sure if the city council is aware, so I'm coming today as a representative of the Shade Tree Commission. I'm not sure if everybody's aware of that. We actually did get the New Jersey DEP grant, Green Communities grant, said that we provide it's a reimbursement grant for $15,000 for tree inventory and $5,000 for the CMP. I want to thank Joanne Booth. She has been really it is really a city grant, even though I worked very hard on it. It was really the collaboration with Joanne and all the people. We have put in a box of clothes, and I guess I'm going to do whatever we can do to get contracting in place, because trees are green right now, and we need to get our OTs to do inventory waters, leaves on the trees, to really be able to evaluate whether the trees are healthy or not. So I've put in 2 grants that basically both for $15,000, both for the same, this roughly the same amount of trees, give or take 6 trees. One uses a paid app that is a little bit more sophisticated, seems like it might work better with our GFI system. The other one uses a free app. I actually don't even care at this point which one gets chosen. I do have a preference. I just want the contract to be placed. And I'm not a city employee, so anything that can be done to move this along, I would really appreciate it from the benefits of the city. Thank you.
Yeah, part of the reason I didn't like is you're much smarter than me on this, and I'm going to say basically that if you're the professionals, which one do you want? I think
I
we're
did, and then Tracy pushed back on it and said, well, what is it? Can the other one use paid app? I'm like, I don't think that's the point. You have two estimates, 2 quotes, pretty much the same. I said which one I want, and then she pushed back. And it's just like a little frustrating, because I don't know how contracting works in the city. I'm just trying to get things going. It's been going for a while now. No, so Tracy pushed back on Monday, and she's out of the office now. It's another week, and then the week goes to the next week. It's just really frustrating.
I thought we find a date that's good for you next week, we won't get together. Very short meeting, we had a long meeting months ago.
Right.
Talking about this, and again, we're going to short meeting, we bring this to a conclusion again. You're the one doing the work, so I'm going to listen to you, and then obviously I'll listen to Tracy too, so I'm not breaking the law. I mean, as far as like, you've done all the legwork, you've done the homework, and everything. I think you should be paying them, I shouldn't be paying them, you have more dollars to pay, so we'll try to get a meeting next week.
Yes, Mayor, and just so you're aware, Tracy's not doing vacation this week, that's why we have not been able to sit down and have a conversation, but I did want to provide you an answer. But unfortunately, she's not available, and she will be back next week, so.
I would appreciate this, whatever we can do for the city's behalf, actually. Thank you so much for your support on this before, and appreciate it.
Right, now, just so you know, Gabriel came before us a couple months ago, made this our presentation, but one of these things again. They have more knowledge than me, so again, in a short meeting, we should be able to solve this. Thank you.
Thank you.
And nobody else, motion to close?
All in favor? We're now on the minutes from June 25th, that executive and regular meeting minutes.
Louis ZP. Thank you very much for your presentation. Obviously, you have any questions? Again, thank you for rushing this process through, because we needed this way before October, November, which was originally designed for, so again, thank you to the company for helping us get through so far. Thank you very much.
Do I have a motion for the minutes from June 25th? Councilor Bezos? Yes. Councilor Chapman?
Yes.
Councilor Clayton?
Yes.
Mayor Moore?
Yes.
We are now on to the consent agenda resolution. All matters listed on the consent agenda are presented collectively to the city council and will be considered for approval with one vote. These matters are considered to be routine in nature, and there will be no individual discussion of these items. Discussion is desired by one or more council members as to any particular item, and if said item shall be removed from the consent agenda and considered separately. On the consent agenda tonight, we have resolutions 2025-326 through 2025-331. Do I have a motion?
Second.
Councilor Bezos?
Yes.
Councilor Chapman?
Yes.
Councilor Clayton?
Yes.
Mayor Moore?
Yes.
Moving on to individual resolutions, I have resolution 2025-332, resolution approving payment of bills. Councilor Bezos?
Yes.
Councilor Chapman?
Yes.
Councilor Clayton?
Yes.
Mayor Moore?
Yes.
Resolution 2025-333, resolution authorizing payment for emergency influent pump repairs needed at the wastewater treatment plant.
Move it.
Second.
Councilmember Bez Anderson.
Yes.
Councilmember Chapman.
Yes.
Councilmember Clayton.
Yes.
Mayor Moore.
Yes.
Resolution 2025-334, resolution authorizing payment for emergency influent pump repairs needed at the wastewater treatment plant. Councilmember Bez Anderson.
Yes.
Councilmember Chapman.
Yes.
Councilmember Clayton.
Yes.
Mayor Moore.
Yes.
Resolution 2025-335, resolution authorizing payment for emergency sinkhole repairs needed. Councilmember Bez Anderson.
Yes.
Councilmember Chapman.
Yes.
Councilmember Clayton.
Yes.
Mayor Moore.
Yes.
Resolution 2025-336, resolution authorizing the execution of an agreement with New York SMSA Limited Partnership through business as Verizon Wireless for the installation of temporary cellular communication towers.
Move it.
So that starts September 1st and they pay us before they start. Right.
For the temporary towers.
The towers, the contracts from September 1st and September 30th, and they pay us before they start.
That is correct.
Thank you.
Councilmember Anderson.
Yes.
Councilmember Chapman.
Yes.
Councilmember Clayton.
Yes.
Mayor Moore.
Yes.
Moving on to ordinances for introduction. I have ordinance 2025-17, ordinance of the City of Asbury Park authorizing execution of financial agreement with King of Canadians at the Views at North Shore Urban Renewal LLC concerning property located at 14302, Lot 2, 201 to 203 Avenue, in the city tax map within the Asbury Park Waterfront Development Area and granting a tax exemption for the public hearing date of July 23rd, 2025.
Second.
Councilmember Bez Anderson.
No.
Councilmember Chapman.
Yes.
Councilmember Clayton.
Yes.
Mayor Moore.
Yes.
Ordinance 2025-18, ordinance of the City of Asbury Park and the County of Monmouth, State of New Jersey, providing for the special assessment of the cost of certain wastewater, stormwater, roadway, streetscape, utility, and other construction improvements on Block 4302, Lot 2, 201 to 203 Eighth Avenue, on the city tax map, which are located within the Asbury Park Waterfront Development Area, and establishing a mechanism for payment of the cost thereof with a public hearing date of July 23rd, 2025. Councilmember Bez Anderson.
Yes.
Councilmember Chapman.
Yes.
Councilmember Clayton.
Yes.
Mayor Moore.
Yes.
Ordinance 2025-19, ordinance of the City of Asbury Park amending and supplementing Chapter 9 entitled Animal Control to prohibit the breeding of dogs and cats with a public hearing date of July 23rd, 2025. Councilmember Bez Anderson.
Yes.
Councilmember Chapman.
Yes.
Councilmember Clayton.
Yes.
Mayor Moore.
Yes.
Ordinance 2025-20, an ordinance establishing a restricted parking space for use by handicapped persons at properties located at 1400 4th Avenue, 1217 First Avenue, and 12th Avenue A in the City of Asbury Park, and amending and supplementing Section 7-36 entitled Handicap Parking of Chapter 7 Traffic of the revised general ordinances of the City of Asbury Park, New Jersey, with a public hearing date of July 23rd, 2025. Councilmember Bez Anderson.
Yes.
Councilmember Chapman.
Yes.
Councilmember Clayton. Mayor Moore.
Yes.
Moving on to ordinances for second reading and public hearing. I have bond ordinance 2025-16, bond ordinance providing for various capital improvements and the acquisition of various capital equipment for appropriating $3,101,000, therefore authorizing the issuance of $2,945,750 bonds, notes to finance a portion of the cost thereof, authorized and by the City of Asbury Park and the County of Monmouth, New Jersey. With that, a brief overview from our CFO, Tony Cruz.
I'm just gonna ask if there was any questions.
What? Do you have any questions for today?
No.
All right, do I have a motion to open the meeting for public comment on ordinance 2025-16? All in favor?
Aye.
Public comment on ordinance 2025-16 is now open. Any member of the public who wishes to speak, please use the microphone, state your name and address for the record. Your comments may only be about ordinance 2025-16.
Motion closed.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Do I have a motion to adopt ordinance 2025-16?
Second.
Councilmember Bez Anderson?
Yes.
Councilmember Chapman?
Yes.
Councilmember Clayton? Mayor Moore.
Yes.
If that is all for tonight, do I have a motion to adjourn? All in favor? Thank you, everyone. Have a good night.
You too. Good night.
County House dumpster diving.
You have one minute?
I know.
Yeah.